is a mess.
Oh. Sorry, everybody. Buckle up, everybody. All right,
Everybody's a mess. Hit the fucking song.
Happy Memorial Day. Let's do it.
Welcome to Gay Talk 2.0, the ultimate podcast for your dose of dish.
I hate all of you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Memorial Day, and welcome back to another episode of Gay Talk 2.0, the ultimate podcast, streaming live on Digital Stream Radio. Wait, let me check. Yeah, we are. And are we?
Are we recording? Who knows? I don't know.
We are now. We are recording. We're streaming. We're doing all that good stuff. Welcome. Thank you. Happy Memorial Day. We are back with another episode. We're crazy. If you'd like to check out the live stream, you can visit www.digitalstreamradio.com/livestream. I'm proud of myself. And check out the show. So anyway, so we have we don't have a long show. We've got a crazy show for you. We have been enjoying our festivities here on Memorial Day and trying to keep things together for the show. But like you can see, that's not going to happen.
I'm sorry. It's my fault. I had mimosas. Then I started cooking.
Yeah.
Not cooking, but like making stuff to cook.
Yeah, life just got hard. That's what happened.
You've been drinking since like 8.
Or like
Nice.
1:30.
So
It's
anyway,
fine. I sound worse anyway.
my name is Tom. I'm your host, and as always, I'm here with my amazing two bitches, starting with the first one.
Hey, y'all, Nick or Trish.
And
Good to be with you guys. It's Chris.
and welcome you all to
The dish.
The Dish. Oh, God, this is going to be a mess
Oh,
anyway.
my God.
That's actually very hard to say.
You know what sucks? We have a special guest tonight.
That's
and
right.
I really hope that she does not judge us.
Okay,
anyway,
can we just cancel this week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can cancel it. Let's cancel it.
No. Anyway, welcome back. It's going to be, like I said, a bumpy ride. We've got a couple of stories that
So
we're
much
going
judgment.
to cover for you guys all. We also have a special guest that's calling on the second half of the show, and I think I know who it is. I'm just not sure, but you'll tell us eventually. I guess we'll find out.
You're going to find out, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So it's Memorial Day, and I wanted to take this opportunity very quickly to pay tribute and also remember all those fallen soldiers that have fallen throughout the years and all of these countless wars that we've had in the name of keeping ourselves safe and protecting our liberties here at home. I specifically would like to pay tribute to the fallen soldiers of the LGBT community that throughout, wars like, for example, the Gulf War and the original first Gulf War and the second one and all these other wars have fallen and did so fighting for the freedoms of people that in reality did not support who they were as an individual person. And even then, they still fought in those wars and lost their lives. And not knowing that at some point in time, eventually in the future, they would not be able to see things like, for example, Don't Ask, Don't Tell from falling and being struck down, or seeing marriage equality passed. And so I think it is very important for us to recognize that these individuals gave up their lives for freedoms that they themselves could not fully embrace because of who they were. And jumpstart, countless decades later, and we're seeing many different things happening, even though there are still some issues. Well,
And they'll continue.
and they'll continue. I mean, it's a long fight. It is, we're approaching the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, and that just had me thinking that we lost a lot of people who served in our nation's military that really never had an opportunity to live their one true life.
And they paid the ultimate sacrifice for
Absolutely,
us. Yes.
and I think that it is very important for us to really think back and say, if they had gotten to this point without losing their lives, they would have been able to see the fruits of their, the fruits of their labor,
Right.
because they worked hard and fought for our freedoms. And here we are, 50 years later. Stonewall is, a beacon of hope for our community, and I think that it's going to be an amazing celebration this month.
Absolutely. And it's interesting to point out there's some beauty. Well, of course, Memorial Day is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
A flag should be flying at half staff. We're remembering those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. But there are multiple names for Memorial Day. One, some people call it Decoration Day because, as we know, people go out and they light flags at the graves of those who have fallen. But something that's incredibly beautiful that I think about is some people actually call it Poppy Day because following the Battle of Flanders, during the First World War. No.
Because everybody knows what that battle was.
Well, I'm explaining it, bitch. Following the Battle of Flanders is now present-day Belgium, and following the bloody massacre that took place on that battlefield, beautiful poppies bloomed, and the field that was once covered with blood was then covered with beautiful poppies, and it really showed, so much death happened here, but it was a beacon of life, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful way to look at it.
Metaphor, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it's wonderful to see or
I'm
hear.
a
Love you,
history
Chris.
girl.
I love you, Chris.
In the end, like I said, it's all soldiers, whether you're man, woman, whether you're gay, transgender, bisexual, they all deserve to be remembered. But because this is a gay show, we wanted to really make sure that we point out that
Wait, this is a gay show?
yeah, go away.
Sorry, guys.
You're done.
I gotta go.
We just want to make sure that we remember our own because, to think about all that we're celebrating right now. I mean, we lost soldiers that never got a chance to see two men on the cover of Time magazine.
Mm-hmm. Hello?
And one of them is running for president.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Buttigieg.
so when you think about how far we've come and how much more work we still have to do, it's an amazing achievement what we have done in our community.
What's also crazy, though, is that you think about this day and people celebrate, they have barbecues, and like we did today, we drank, we ate.
Like fishes.
I'm not going to say, but you already know. But like, you don't realize today's not about us and barbecuing and about the fact that you can wear white pants again and white shoes. Congratulations, everybody.
Well, you can't.
But
All
you
right,
can.
Mom.
That's an important thing to note. But the reality is that today is about everybody that we've lost in the past
It's
that have given us the chance to wear fucking white pants.
Well, it is important to have fun, enjoy this day, enjoy this holiday weekend. But while you're drinking and you're eating, it's important to remember to reflect.
To do what?
Remember
Okay, got it.
to reflect. So yes, no, we should be having fun. We should be enjoying this holiday weekend, but you should reflect on those who paid that ultimate sacrifice.
We're having fun because people gave us the opportunity to have fun.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
All right, so
Thank you.
we do have a story that we are going to cover.
Wait, hold on. We didn't even talk about our weekends, who we are, what my name is,
I'm
like
getting
nothing.
there.
No one
I'm
cares
getting
about
there.
you, Trish, anymore.
Oh, Lord have
yeah,
mercy.
that's
What I was going to say
Mama Kim
is,
does love you, though.
I love Mama Kim.
I know. I
all
feel like
do.
we should officially make her like a gay talk correspondent. She is a gay talk correspondent.
Well, she is. She
Yeah.
constantly sends us all different kinds of material that we can use and talk about on the show.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she
It's like a
sort of
lot of
She's
work.
a correspondent.
Yeah, she
She's a
can
gay
be.
talk correspondent.
Yeah, I would say so.
By the power invested in me,
I'm not
by
gonna
me,
lie. I may text her constantly, and that's a little weird. But we talk a lot.
It's a
That's
lot of weird.
amazing.
Not a lot of weird at all.
So,
Good,
so I have a
yes.
quick question. Do we have an official cocktail today?
We do.
What do we have?
379 and a half Trulies. There were about 8 of us who showed up for this barbecue today, and Tom and Nick already had a plethora of. Yeah, proud of me, right?
You said it.
I said it.
Yeah.
I said that word. I'm
You
not
fucking
going to do
nailed
it
it,
again.
dude.
I'm not
You
going to do
nailed
it
it.
again.
You nailed it.
But yeah, we walked in and they had an abundance of. I changed it. Another good word. Of a ton of spiked seltzers, and then guest after guest after guest showed up
with more.
with more
More.
spiked seltzers. I mean, my roommate showed up. She was empty-handed, but like
Well, I told her not to bring anything. I was like, do not bring anything.
So I will tell you that we're not alone in the studio today. We actually have like 4 different individuals in here with us. One of which is our notorious mystery guest, and then we have other
Our
you know,
caterer,
They're
a
blanketed.
roommate.
roommate,
and then
a boyfriend, somebody's boyfriend. Anyway, so yeah, so we're drinking Trulies, right?
I'm just gonna put on my jacket.
Cuchillo, right? Is that it? Is that the right
Cuchillo?
word? Cuchillo?
Yeah. You're not gonna cut me, bitch. You're gonna have to work very
I was
hard.
right. I didn't say fart.
I'm like a dinosaur. I've got a lot of
All
skills
right,
on
all
this.
right,
Yeah,
all
we
right,
know
all
that.
right. Let's pull together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So truly, that's your cocktail today.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Truly's, yeah, any flavor, they're amazing. They have them in citrus. They have them in all these kinds of like tropical flavors, and they're amazing. And I
Oh,
love
and
them.
also tequila.
And tequila.
Yeah,
of
because
course
that
we
also
do.
happened.
You know, we do it-
Obviously.
our meetings.
Facts.
So anyway, let me throw it over to my boys. Why don't we start with you, Trish? How was your weekend?
So
Because you know
it
you were so
was
eager about talking
amazing.
about it.
Why?
Because you were so eager to
Yeah.
talk about it. So how was yours?
So I got a new doctor,
Give me
right?
this.
So I'm so excited. I got a new doctor, and I can sleep finally.
Is that my fucking chapstick?
That's my chapstick, and now I have herpes.
Oh.
I haven't sucked anything. Anyway, go. You were saying?
Anyway, so I went this week and I saw a new doctor. He's a gay doctor, which is super exciting because I've been like struggling trying to find a new doctor after my previous doctor retired. And
She
this
didn't
guy,
retire. You fired her.
no, well, that was, yeah, the previous one.
Yeah. Okay.
But my, long story. Anyway, but the new one,
The gyna, right?
stop making it complicated. I had a doctor, he retired. I went to a new doctor, did not like her. Got a gay doctor, he's amazing. All right?
She got a good
Got it.
OBGYN.
Basically.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She's got a
so
wide set vagina. That one.
it was literally the best fucking doctor appointment I've ever been to.
You want to care to talk about it a little bit? Your experience?
Elaborate.
He
Yeah.
talked to me about everything, about my body, about everything for over an hour. And I was like, normally you go to a doctor and it's like 20 minutes and you're like, okay, that was great. Can I get this pill? I
Yeah.
feel this way.
In and out, turn your head, cough, and then
And-
you're done. Yeah.
and
right?
it was straight up
My balls
like,
are good. Thanks.
It was straight up like he wants to make sure I'm good. It was so amazing. Get a fucking gay doctor.
Well, I mean, we've been saying it on the show for quite a while that the best type of person that could be the person that can be the best for you and your health is someone who understands and knows about what our community is all about and what we're involved in and the things that we do without passing judgment or being judgmental of what you do or what activities you decide to participate in. And I think that really also affords an opportunity for you to have a very open and honest dialogue with your doctor.
Right. So we
Absolutely.
talked about PrEP too, because I was like, so I'm not really sexually active. Every once in a while I have sex, which is great, random, but great. And he was like, so you don't really need to be on PrEP, just be safe. But if you get into a relationship, we should talk because you should probably go on PrEP for the first couple of months because you don't know who this person is. You may be in a relationship and you may feel like you can trust them, but like
You just
will
never know.
Exactly.
Because even I may not even know if I'm, if I have something and inadvertently give it to you. Right?
As she slouches
No,
over.
I'm just saying it's like, you just never know. So I can go into a relationship today and not knowing that I have something that could adversely affect a partner or future partner.
But-
And it's not like I didn't want to tell them. It's just that I didn't know. And then next thing you know it, it's like you find yourself in a situation that could be very,
You're with Chris.
Problematic
I get
for
it.
both.
Yeah.
No, but we have an issue when it comes to this. Yes, I'm happy that you were able to find a primary care physician who you can open up to and cares for you. But what about those people, including myself, who don't have insurance? We no longer have that choice. We don't have options.
Why don't you have insurance, Chris?
Because I can't afford it.
Chris?
What?
Didn't we sign you up for state insurance?
I got dropped.
For why?
They let me off it.
that's a story. For
Yeah,
another
we're going to
day.
save that. But for those people who are uninsured or underinsured, they don't have these options. These people, they might be able to walk into a Planned Parenthood should that be an option, regardless whether what state you're in. And some states, it's astronomical, the prices that come to it. When you look at states such as Texas, Georgia, Ohio, Illinois, the ones who are limiting when they feel that Planned Parenthood is solely for abortion, when it's
Not
at
all.
most,
Yeah, yeah.
most, 10% of the procedures that they perform there. There are people, including myself, that don't have access to these professionals, and we feel lost. We feel
Well,
lost. We don't know who we can talk
Trish's
to.
doctor's not the only gay doctor. I mean, there's a lot
Absolutely,
of organizations,
but that's the thing.
including
I agree when Trish is saying, yes, if you're part of the LGBTQ community, get yourself in with a gay doctor. But what happens when you don't have that option? What happens
Well,
when you're
So
optionless?
When
here's
all
the thing:
fails-
you always have the option. You always have the option to go to any doctor you want. Yes, a bill will be applied. Yes, it's gonna happen.
Or you pay
that being
cash.
said, and don't quote me. I know this is on air, but any fucking dollar that you don't pay to a medical bill does
Cannot be
not go
reported.
against your credit. So
can't.
if you don't pay it, or you pay 50 cents a year for the rest of your life, you're fine. You need to see a doctor. You need to see a gay doctor. Doesn't matter. Go see that fucking doctor.
Yeah. But even if your doctor's
And also,
not gay,
if you're a gay male, like, for example, Dr. G, Dr. G, would he literally turn us away? Would he turn somebody away that was like, look, I'm really having this issue. I don't have insurance. I know you don't take insurance and I don't have the money right now. He would say, no, let's figure it out.
Yeah,
And
but
he
I
would bring you to that office and he would take care
Absolutely,
of
he
you. You
would.
have to have the conversation.
He would, but I've been turned away before.
well,
Well,
here's
I mean-
here's the thing, Chris. Whether you're going to
Well,
a gay
I mean,
doctor,
like
Not
you're
from a
from like a
hospital.
walk-in,
Yeah,
right?
a hospital cannot turn you away, but a walk-in clinic
Of
can.
course, of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
But here's what I say. It doesn't matter whether it's a gay doctor, straight doctor, a woman, a man. If you're seeing a doctor, period, still be honest with that doctor and seek information, because the fact that you ask the question will require them to give you some sort of an answer.
Right.
And chances are that you will get more information that you had before you walked in.
Yeah.
Right.
So don't shy away. If you're a gay man or you're part of the community, don't shy away with asking the important questions because your doctor's not gay or that you don't know if they're
you
gay
know
or
what it-
not.
but you know
Still
what-
ask them.
But beyond that, it's like I went to this appointment and I like I didn't really know what to expect. I knew who he was and I knew it was going to be I knew he was going to be my new doctor. He's been helping me for a couple of months and I sat there and I mean, like, I cried. Like, we went through my family history. Like, we went through everything. Like, he really dug deep to find out, like, what exactly is going on in my life, what exactly I may need in the future, and or where I'm at right now. And he took the time to, like, be like, you are here, and this is what I think you may need. Let's try this. And we had a conversation about it. He's like, okay, maybe not that. Let's try this. It was the first time when, as an adult, that I was with the doctor and I was like, oh my God, this guy's actually talking to me and talking to me about how I can get to where I need to be. Instead of, all right, hey, well, your blood pressure's good, your blah, blah, blah is good. You need to
But
lose
here's
weight,
some
you're a fat
pills.
ass. Yeah, exactly. Like, it was, and I said to him at the end of it, I was like, this was literally the best consultation I've ever had in my life.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
And
it was great.
And the doctor's a great guy because we also know him outside of the practice, and he's a really good individual.
Which made me
even
nervous too, though,
even
because
within
like
our
I have a
community.
personal relationship with him, and
Yeah.
it was fine.
I couldn't do that, actually. I went into the emergency room one day, and
Oh yeah, we know.
someone who was frequent at the bar that I was working at, I saw him and I was like, I have a feeling he's going to be my doctor. And he came in and he was like, look, I can give you another doctor. I didn't feel comfortable, actually. That's interesting that you are comfortable with it. I did not feel comfortable.
Well, here's the thing: at the end of the day, they cannot like reveal anything that happens
Absolutely.
in that room is between me and that person. So like,
Well, there's a couple of people that work within a very well-known hospital in New Haven that sort of kind of have a bad habit.
well, you
I
have,
wa-
to,
I
you have
wasn't
to
in-
remember that.
I wasn't-
their mouths.
HIPAA,
I wasn't in a hospital. I was in a doctor's office with one doctor.
Right, but it doesn't make a difference if you're in a doctor's office or you're in a hospital. HIPAA is just an oath. Like, they take that oath. They're not bound by chains. They can break
They are
that.
bound by the fact that they will lose their
Yeah,
license.
exactly.
if
That's
they
what I'm
don't.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, it's an oath, but it's not stapled into them. They can,
Yeah,
disregard it.
Yeah, they can
So I
definitely
felt-
lose their license.
Yeah,
if they want.
absolutely. So I felt uncomfortable having someone that I knew and served beers to often as the person who would, like, literally cut me open and look inside my body.
Which I completely get.
Well,
100% get.
That's understandable, and I can see how that would be very, very relatable as far as most of us how we would feel. So,
And that's why I was so surprised too. I was like so comfortable. I was like, I am saying all of this stuff to this guy, and I know it's not going anywhere. It's here, and I'm giving it to you. And he literally talked me through everything. And he was like, this is what you have, this is what you need, and this is how we're going to get there. And I was so surprised because I know him on a personal level.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be weird. He's going to touch my balls and then know my balls and my dick and all this stuff. And I'm like, it was fine. It was
Just think about all the balls and dicks and everything that he knows. It's like,
exactly.
seen it, been there, done that.
But like, I get where Chris is coming from too, because I was nervous when I first went to the practice. I was like, I don't think I'm going to see him. I thought I was going to see somebody else in the practice, and then I was like, oh no, I'm going to see this person. And I was like, all right, that's okay, that's fine. I got there, and it was amazing. It was literally the best.
That's awesome.
That's
so
good to hear.
Christopher, why don't we throw it on your end? How was your weekend?
I worked.
You worked.
Boring.
You didn't
That's
go
all
to a
you
gay
did?
doctor?
I'm boring.
You didn't go to the gay doctor?
No, I'm super boring.
Did you see anybody?
No, I didn't like cup someone's vodka and then have them cup my balls. No.
So you didn't do anything this weekend other than work?
He is so nasty.
No, I just worked.
No.
Work.
You better work.
No, I'm super boring.
I
I'm
planted.
getting ready. I start my summer class tomorrow.
Ugh.
It's an online class. It'll be
Boring.
fun though. Those are good. Those are good because you don't have to like be sitting in the classroom, but you do need self-discipline. I will tell you that.
Well, I've done an online class before, but this one is accelerated. It's
Yeah.
a summer class, so it's crunching 13 weeks worth of work into 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I have to essentially read 6 chapters plus do work each week. So it's going to
Be terrible.
yeah, I'm not going to be much fun.
Hey, listen.
It's not going to be a good time.
You do what you
At
got to
least
do.
it's
You
just
do
one
what you gotta do.
class.
Yeah.
It's just one. That's all
Yeah.
I got to do. Well, I'm doing another one in July, and that's fucking economics. That's going to be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like math.
No.
But anyway, yeah, for my weekend, I just pretty much went and got some plants and stuff and started, filling up my planters finally. I should have done that.
We
like,
got a plan today.
Yeah, we did. We got a nice little hibiscus plant as well, and I got some petunias and all that other great stuff, and put them in the planters. And I still have some more to do, but nonetheless, we got it started. I started late, and then planning. We worked at the bar Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we
It
were
was
planning
so
this
busy
little
last
shindig.
night.
We have our guests that are here, and then of course us three. Our boss from the bar came by today. That was funny. We had a good time because he's a hoot. He likes to
Make fun of me.
make fun of people, and shoot the shit.
Me too.
And,
Are you kidding me?
and he makes
All
you
of
laugh.
us.
He goes at me so much, and this guest over here is like feeding him the insults.
Yeah, it's okay. All of our caterers' meatballs are frozen, so it doesn't matter.
That's right.
The only meatballs that were better than those frozen ones were the ones that Trish made today.
I cannot.
I didn't make meatballs.
Well, they became meatballs.
They did not become meatballs. Jackie even said they were the best fucking burgers, and she wants the recipe. Asshole.
Well,
I
she was
cannot.
drunk.
Ooh.
Rude.
Can I?
Rude.
Very rude.
I'm
Actually,
ducking
it
under
looks
this
good.
desk. But
The kale salad was fantastic.
No, the kale was amazing. The burgers were great, although they were tiny, but they were great, and everything was good. Even the
They were like
pasta salad from our caterer was amazing as well, and the Trulies were totally amazing.
How were they tiny?
Well, when you
They literally filled an entire bun.
they shrank.
I wouldn't know.
And
I would.
filled an
there was
entire
no bun
bun.
for me.
Listen, I'm not cutting on your burgers. They were
Oh,
delicious.
no, you are.
They were
I am.
delicious. They were just tiny. I'm used to very, very wide patties, like my ass.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we do have a guest coming on the second half of the show, and we have one story that we'd like to cover. So I'm going to kick it over
We're
to
going to
our
cover
girl.
it later. Not,
Oh,
yes, should we
not
go to
now.
break?
You don't want to do it now?
We're doing,
No, I want to go.
We're going to break, and then we're going to make a phone call.
We're taking
All
that
right.
first.
So we're going to apparently go to break. So we'll leave you with some music, and when we come back, we have a mystery guest. Here we go.
It's hard to see you with a man you call your friend, but in the end, I know I don't have much time to tell you why I wanna die, but then I cry, so then I lie, so
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from the break. That was Time by the incredible Pat Riley, who we had on the show 2 weeks ago. Such a smooth voice. I'm really liking that tune. I have had that thing on repeat for ever now. But anyway, we're back from the break. We've got a very special guest with us.
Yes, we
And
do.
we're super excited. So we would like to welcome to the show officially our favorite mother, Mama Kim.
Hi,
Welcome to
Mama
the
Kim.
show.
Hi, guys.
How are you? Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Yes. I got some earphones, so
That's amazing. Oh, see, she
That helps.
listens.
She does listen. She's prepared.
So first and foremost, it's finally fantastic to finally meet you and be able to have a conversation with you.
We've been FaceTiming for weeks.
Oh,
It's
I know.
ironic because while I was driving here and stuck in traffic, I was like, I love Mama Kim's Minute, and I want her to be an official Gay Talk correspondent. I'm like, but she's never called in. It's official by the power
See?
invested in me. By the power invested in me,
Which is not much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You are officially a Gay Talk correspondent.
well, I accept that honor with much love and thanks. So thank you very much.
So
You
Mama
may be
Kim,
sorry. I mean, I'll flood your emails even more now.
I mean, please.
We'll take 'em.
Keep them coming.
Yes.
That's great. So Mama Kim, tell us,
Yes.
how did you find us? Why did you find us? And why do you love us so much? Because we
Well,
love you.
Well, I've always been a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, and all my life I really have. And then when my son came out, I thought I really want to educate myself more and support the community even more. And I felt like I really could then because I had even more of a reason to. So I found your podcast.
Sorry.
And I started listening, I think probably around January of 2018. And I started listening to your podcast. And then I never do reviews or anything, but it was such a good podcast. And I thought, and you always say at the end, stand in, if you like the show. And so I said, okay, the first thing I'll do is I'll write a review. And then you guys read it I think the next week. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so blown away that you guys would do that. And that just started the ball rolling. I mean, I started corresponding with you guys right away from then and then started sending you things, and it just kind of snowballed from that. So
Well, I will tell you that we started the show on March 7th. We launched our first episode of 2016.
Wow.
And I will tell you that one of the best parts about doing a show like this is our interaction with the people that listen to the show.
Absolutely.
And the messages that we received. And you have been at the forefront of communicating with us and really just letting us know that what we're doing means something, at least to someone out in the community, and and other people as well. But you've just touched our hearts in a way that's just been amazing, and I wanted to thank you for doing that for us, because we need you just as much as you may
Your
need
son
us.
needs us.
Yeah.
And we
And-
need him.
well, yeah, and he said he might come out and say hi. So so hopefully you'll get to see his
He's adorable,
face
by the
too,
way.
so.
Follow-
I
follow you
you
on social
can't.
media. That's fine.
Well, the good-
I just love him. So
Well,
both of my boys. I mean, they're just both. We're such lucky parents. I mean, we're so proud of our kids. So
So you're a mom. You have a son that's part of the LGBT community. What
Yeah.
has that been like since your son came out to you?
it's really it's been wonderful. Really, I just feel like it's just opened my world to so much beauty that more than I ever knew before. I mean, knowing you guys and just being a part, I feel like I'm a part of the community now through him. And I've learned so much, and I just feel like the more I learn, the more I want to learn, and the more I want to let everyone know in the community that there are people out there who love and support them, and they're the allies that are there for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just feel like that's kind of one of my goals, is to educate people. Like, before I started listening to your podcast, I really didn't know about Stonewall or about conversion therapy, and you've taught me these things, and I feel like I want to educate people around me about these things and try and
You're
make some
literally
of the.
such a beautiful woman. Like,
Well,
not only physically but
thank you.
emotionally, because there are so many things in our history and the things that we go through in our lives and what we have to do to be who we are, to come out. And the fact that you are a mother of an LGBTQ plus individual, and you not only support him or her. I'm trying not to give anything away.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
fine. That's fine.
Um,
That's him. Yeah.
but you take the time to learn and love, and that is the most beautiful thing, and that is why we love you so much, and that's why you are our Mama Kim.
That's
Well,
right.
thank you.
Because you take the time to not only support but learn and spread the word, and that is beautiful.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. And and then I want to always find new things and send. And a lot of the things you guys may already know, but I think, well,
Including
I want to
gay
find all
penguins.
these various
Thanks,
new.
Mama
Yeah, I
Kim.
always I got to find about stories about them for sure.
One of the
think-
other beautiful things that I feel that, we've developed such an amazing relationship with you over the course of the last year and a half is because not only are you engaged, but you're such an amazing, thoughtful gift giver. Like, you've sent us so many amazing things. One of the pride flags here, this little quilt that's sitting right behind Nick on the wall, for those that are viewing on Patreon, was made by you. You made one for each one of us and sent them over, personalized and signed. And that was by far one of the best things that I have ever received. And it is on that wall, and it'll stay there for as long as I live.
With the exception of me, right?
Well, of course,
okay.
he's all about the rainbows. He's
Well,
he's gonna
we'll
be
just
one of the
tack
walls
her
in the
on the
house.
wall.
Yeah.
Just
and
tack her up.
And of course you always send. Not only are you sending us, like, for example, stories and stuff, but you are really, like, excited about seeing so much of the positive changes that are coming and happening all around us, right? And so you sent over this amazing little article. It's the Time magazine. It's a cover of Time magazine with both Pete Buttigieg and his husband on it. And we were just talking about this during the first half and saying how far we have come in the
Right.
last 50 years to see the possibility of
First
having
family.
a first family
Right.
that happens to be gay.
And we talked about this on the show, and I know that Mama Kim was listening, and she was like, I have to send this to these
Yeah.
boys.
Oh, for sure. So I got three. I got one for me, one for you guys, and I got one for my son. So I mean, I thought it's so amazing. I mean, I never would have thought in my lifetime I would have seen the cover of a Time magazine like that. So.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. And
Me neither. 100%. I still to this day, I'm like, I can't believe that is on the cover. Like,
it took me a while
Oh, I
to
know.
actually process it. Like, so I'm holding, I'm like, oh yeah. I didn't the significance, right? What it actually means didn't really sink in until like a week and a half later, after the cover was already published, when I said, wait a minute, this is not normal.
oh,
This is not the normal thing that we are typically expecting in our society.
Right.
This is not normal. This is extraordinary. And
Yeah.
and I was just like, wow. And so I wanted to thank you again also for sending us, because that's an amazing thing to hold on to, if I'm here 30, 40 years from now, to pull that out and say, I remember this.
Right.
I remember the
Exactly.
day that this came out and it was published. And I remember the first day that I actually touched it and who sent it to us.
Mama Kim.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Well-
tell us a little bit about what it means to you to be an activist and a supporter for the LGBTQ plus community.
Gosh, I don't know. I just feel so empowered. I think you could say, just by being an ally and an advocate, and it's given me something really to really work for, and I just feel so excited about doing everything I can to support the community and educate myself and educate people I work with and about different LGBTQ things that are happening and educate them and let them learn a little bit more about all the wonderful things that you guys represent. So
Do you think that if you didn't have a child that was a part of our community, you would be in this place now?
I don't think so. I think I still would have always been a supporter of the community, absolutely, without a doubt. But I just feel like with having a child in the community, I just felt more like I had could join the community, I guess, since
Yeah.
I had kind of had him to kind of guide me through the door. And then I just thought, oh, good, now I can just go full force and do all I can. So.
Well, I want you to know that you have more than one. So you have one,
Well, I know now I've
two,
got
3, 4. You have at least 4.
Super busy.
I count as 2.
Super busy.
Four kids.
Two and a
within
half.
Well, kids, adults. We're all adults now, but
1, 2.
but we're all.
She's got
So
3
I've got-
grown babies.
You're the mama
I
of this
know.
podcast.
She's busy.
Podcast, yeah.
Popcast.
And,
Pop.
well, I love having all you sons, all my boys. So
So what does it feel like to actually call into a show that you listen to week after week?
I was so nervous. I thought, oh
We've been
no.
waiting for it. We've been waiting for
I,
it.
I know.
We had a
And then I
test
thought,
call.
oh,
We had a test call the other day. It was adorable.
I was so nervous, and I thought, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing or say some stuff. But
No.
you guys, I feel like I know you. I do know you guys, so I just feel it's good. It feels really good. So
It's actually scary though, because like I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, if I ever wanted to do something other than what I'm doing, I can't, because everybody knows my business. I mean,
Well, that's true.
everybody.
Yeah. I mean,
well.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, and just the way you guys just talk so just so openly about everything, it's really changed me and just in my life, just feeling more empowered to not be afraid to say things and to just be me. So.
Well, I think it's important though. I think for a long time, our culture has been, we're not going to talk about sex. We're not going to talk about sexuality. We're not going to talk about who we are or our issues. And we're
Can't
just
even
going to
talk about pooping.
Exactly. And we're just going to bottle it up. And you know what? At the end of the day, if I don't get a job because I was on this goddamn podcast, sorry, not sorry, because
That's not a job you should have.
my words helped somebody else. And my words brought Mama Kim into my life.
Yep, and all you guys. I mean, you just enriched my life so much knowing you guys, and so it's just
I want to hug
great.
her right now. It's so bad you're not here. I just want to hug you.
I know.
So
Likewise.
So I wanted to ask, right, because you're a mother. I could never understand what it's like to have a child.
Oh, I thought you had. Aren't you expecting?
I have to.
Mercedes and Benz.
So you're a mom.
They're healthy.
And you're a mom of a child that's part of the community. When you think ahead, 15, 20 years, when it's time to meet the other half and someone popped the question, what do you envision that's going to be like, and what do you think, what do you feel when you think about those things? To think that there is an amazing possibility that your child eventually will find someone that will love him or her, and vice versa, and they're going to be getting married and having all the same rights that everybody else does. How does that make you feel?
Oh, that would be incredible. I mean, that would be. I mean, it's so good that that's possible now, and that at least we live in an area that it's more accepted and it's possible. But it just seems like it's scary that these rights seem to be being taken away now, which it's a scary thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would love to. I would love something like that. So. And you just want to see your child happy. You want to see them be with who brings them joy and fulfills them.
So can I ask, when your child came out to you, how did you react and how ddid you support them, and how would you then tell another mother to then support their LGBTQ plus child in that situation?
Well, I actually cried, but it was from joy, not from being sad. I cried from joy because at a relatively young age he came out, and I was so happy that he could be who he was early in life instead of having to live a secret for years or decades, or forever, like some people need to. So I was just so happy. I was so happy for him that he could live his true self. So
what would you?
So I would just. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, what would you say to a parent who has a child that's coming out to them? Like, what advice would you give them?
I would say that it's not it's how the child is born. It's not like it's a lifestyle choice. It's not a life that they choose to live. It's a life that's chosen for them, and just to love them for the beautiful person that they are, and that's they are who they were meant to be. So
So I don't want to bring this up, but I'm going to, obviously.
go
So,
ahead.
so you shared a really beautiful story with me, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to make you share that with our listeners, but I would love to ask you if you would be willing to share that.
Um, I'm trying to think if he would want me to share that or not.
You don't,
I
you
think
don't.
I think he would be okay because I know I've told other people.
It
It,
literally gave me chills, and
oh,
it's
I
such a
know,
beautiful story.
and
And I
it
think
was
that's what's, I mean, like we were talking about the TED Talk, and I know
the
we went
te-
back and forth about it, and how, homosexuality has been bred into our um, existence for support and community and love and family. And the story that you told me just kind of like, it really just buttoned the whole thing. And it's
it,
so beautiful that I'm sorry, but I would love
no,
for you to share that
uh,
story.
well, it was like a TED Talk kind of a story, and about so yeah, so when I was a child, I didn't do a lot of things with friends. I really had to stay home a lot, but I did go out at one point with a friend to a lake, and I really don't know how to swim, but I didn't want to say no because it was a rare chance to go out and do something with friends. So I went swimming in this lake, but I don't really know how to swim, and so couldn't touch bottom, and I felt myself going under, and something somehow it caught my friend's attention, so she helped me back onto shore. And I never told a soul this story. I forgot about it and never told a soul. Never didn't tell my mother because I'd never get to go out with that friend ever again.
Right.
So I forgot about it. And then when Sean was 2, I was giving it's he kind of just turned to me one day and he said, "Mom," he said, "remember that time when you were in the water?" And I knew what he was going to talk about, and I said yes. He said, "When you were in the water that time, I saved you." And I just it's just it and I said, "Well, thank you, Sean." I said, "Thank you for saving me." And he said, "Well," he said, "I had to, otherwise neither one of us would be here right now." And I thought that's, it just was just so moving. I mean, it's
And
for,
that story, still, it like brings tears to my eyes, and like I still get my hair is
Goosebumps.
standing up on the edge.
yeah.
And I just think it's like you found us through your child wanting to connect, and you just have so much more to give, and you don't even realize it.
Well,
You don't
and that's
realize
what
that
I
you and your child are going to bring so much positivity to this community.
and that's what I thought. And I thought I wanted to share that with you because I thought I mean, we were all brought together for, to right to be do what we can for the community. So,
Yeah,
That's
and I
amazing.
just feel so blessed to have him, and that's what we're all here for. So,
So
that
do you
fucking
think?
story, I can't.
So do you think that you'll see yourself possibly reaching out to local LGBTQ organizations in your area and volunteering and doing
you
things in
know,
the community?
that's what I was going to say. It's I thought that's my goal right now. It's hard to have the time really to do that, but that is what I would love to do. Become a part of the different LGBTQ centers and such, and volunteer and do what I can, or as much as I can, because it's that's what I really want to do.
Hmm.
That's amazing. I can tell you, and we've said this on the show before. Um, you are so lucky to have a child that's part of the community, but your child is also very lucky to have a mother like you because not many children in our community can experience the love and affection and acceptance that your child feels every day. And we feel that that is critical. It is critical to our survival. It is critical to our development, how we interact with people, how we look at the world.
And we also feel it.
Yeah, and we feel it immensely. And so I think that, you are doing an amazing job. I think
Well,
that
thank you.
your child is going to be incredibly well-rounded and such a better person for having an amazing mother in his life to be able to
And father.
and father and
Yeah,
to be
his
able
dad
to
actually his is totally. I mean, he's not as involved as I am, but he's 100% supportive as well. So
that's amazing and that's important, and like I said, to a child who's growing up seeing that, feeling that, it's gonna open a world for him.
Mhm.
And and for parents, if we have other parents who are listening who are not sure how they feel about their child, listen and really take in what we're saying here and what you're doing every day with yours, and understand that you are the difference. You literally are the difference between life and death
Mm-hmm.
for a
Pretty
child
much. Yeah.
every
yeah,
day.
and I just wish parents understood it's such a beautiful gift to have a child in the LGBTQ community. I feel like we're the lucky ones, and that we've been given this beautiful gift to have you guys. So
But why do you feel that way?
pardon.
I mean, I know it's like impossible to articulate, but like, why do you feel like it's such a blessing to have a child within the LGBT plus community?
I think you just think kind of differently, and I'm so blessed to have both of my sons. I mean, they both add so many from different directions, so much to our lives. But I just think just I can't think of
Do you
it's
feel
hard
like
to articulate.
when you found out about your since it's out now, since when you found out about your son, that the love in your family just kind of blossomed? Like,
It really did, and but in different ways. I mean, he just brought a whole different aspect of the way to look at life and to look at the kid, just the world
yeah.
from his direction as opposed to our other sons, and so it was such a perfect, beautiful mix of both. So um, it's and just he's artistic, and he's very
Beautiful.
philosophical the way he looks at things. So I love the philosophical ways that he views life and thinks about things.
So the month of June is upon us, and of course the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, which of course kicked off Pride for most of us as we know it. June kicks off many Pride parades all over the world, and I'm sure that some will probably show up in the area that you're in. Have you been to a Pride parade before? Or will you be going to any of them this year?
We went last year. Actually, his dad and I went last year because my son had to work. And so he and I went. My husband and I went by ourselves.
That's
Oh, we had a
awesome.
great time. Oh, actually, I have a quick visitor here.
Who is
Here you
it?
go.
Hi.
Hello there.
There's Sean. Here, do you want it here? Here.
Oh, the talker.
Oh, yeah. Here, hey, hang on one sec. Here.
Here, I can just take one here.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Here, I'm gonna take one of your.
Good. We know so much about you.
So much.
Oh, I've heard.
We don't talk about it on air,
No, it's all
But-
good. Don't worry.
but we love you, and
Oh,
you're
thank you.
beautiful.
And I
Thank
do have
you.
to tell you,
You're-
we've been going back and forth with your mom and saying how incredible is she as a mother.
You're lucky.
And how,
Oh, yeah.
how gifted and how lucky you are, young man, to have a mother so understanding and so
Yeah.
amazing. And we wish you a lot of the best in your experiences in our community growing up. And I hope that, that going forward,
Aw.
having a mother like that allows you and affords you to have an amazing experience in our community, for
Oh, yeah.
years to come.
If I were you, what I would do was I would write a fucking email to the Advocate and be like, this bitch is my mom and she's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to be
No, I would.
featured because look at my face and look at her because she's amazing. Hello?
Oh yeah.
That's
No,
amazing.
she's really
Special.
She's been a great, yeah, oh yeah, she's been a great help to me, more than just I guess showing support and everything in my life, just making me a decent young man, I guess.
Yeah, but you know what?
So,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get emotional for a second.
so
Because he's here now. There are so many kids out there that don't have somebody like your mother. They don't. And the suicide rate in our community is astronomical. I mean,
Yeah.
astronomical. And the fact that your mom not only connects with us but supports you the way she does is so beautiful. And you
Oh yeah.
cannot ever neglect that. Like, she is
Oh
such
no.
an important person.
I know.
He does. He's
Yeah, no,
No, I
it's-
know, and I'm not trying to lecture. I'm just
Oh, yeah,
trying
no,
to say, like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah.
No, she's definitely
I get a little gung ho sometimes.
yeah, you're pretty.
But that's great though, because like,
I will say you're definitely out there a lot more than I am. Sort of. Oh,
but you know what? That's great
How
though,
about a t-shirt?
because at the end of the day, there are so many kids out there that don't have a mama, and on our show, we call your mom Mama Kim. I mean, she has a minute on our
Yeah.
show, and
yeah.
there are kids that need that mama, that
Yeah.
support
Oh, yeah.
that they don't get, that you do, which is beautiful. And
Oh yeah.
and not that that's her responsibility, but she is kind of giving that to people.
Right, and it can be more
Yeah.
impactful when you have allies.
Yeah.
Like allies can be, they can really make a difference. So it's important that they stand up, and that's why we love what you're doing, Mama Kim.
Thank
So
you.
I do have a question for you, young men, being that you're
Uh-oh.
already on here
Uh-oh.
and with us. So when you decided to come out to this amazing woman,
Mhm.
what were you feeling inside, and how relieved were you when it was finally over?
Well, I was at work when I came out to you in the break room after you gave me like a sandwich or something.
Yeah.
And then-
Thanks for the turkey. I'm gay.
is oh yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happened. I was like, hey, thanks for the sandwich. Also, by the way, because this was like my first job. It was senior
Yeah.
year of high school, and it was, I think, it was like my second month there or something. I was like, I just need to get this done. So it sort of just happened. I don't know. I didn't have any like plans for it. I was like, I'm just gonna. I kind of have to tell you that I'm going on a date with this guy. Also, I'm gay, and also, thanks for getting the sandwich. Thanks for the lunch. And then you're just kind of like, oh, okay, cool.
All right, sounds good.
And I cried.
Yeah, you cried on your way
But
out
I
of
was
the
happy.
store. Yeah, and then everyone
Happy
asked if you're okay.
Was it a
No,
big
it's-
relief for you?
Oh yeah, it was a big relief, and I don't know, it's at least just coming out like that, because now I'm sort of less. Well, I don't want to cut you out,
Oh no, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
but I'm not like for me personally, I don't go up to people and say, oh, I'm gay. Like people ask what I am, I just say I just tend to lean more towards. It's not as though, I don't know. I just sort of, I came out and it felt really good, and I just sort of, I don't. If people ask what I am, I say, oh, I'm just
You
who
don't
I am,
need
and I
the
just sort of,
label.
I don't go for the label thing anymore. I just sort of, because I'm dating a kind young man who
We know.
lives up in Santa Cruz. Oh, yeah. I actually just got back. I just got back from Santa Cruz. We went to a bookstore, and he fell in love with the book that I bought, and I managed to get it away from him. But
What book?
yeah, it's a collection of like H.P. Lovecraft's like horror novels. He doesn't really like horror novels too much, but he was like, oh, I really like this. So those. But I'm sorry, I'm stealing the spotlight
No,
away.
no,
No,
no.
I mean, like,
you're great.
So you're both the spotlight because
Yeah.
you are the reason that your mom is now part of our
Exactly.
show. So
Mhm.
you guys
Well,
together are the spotlight.
I'm sort of like off to like left stage, or like center stage.
Yeah, you're center
front.
stage.
Yeah. Oh
There you
no,
go. It's all you.
we're sharing the spotlight.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's yeah.
Did you
So
guys? They were asking about Pride. Any Pride parades? You guys are going to go?
we're
next?
going to the one on Sunday up in Santa Cruz, maybe. But that's sort of, he and I are kind of, we just want to go so we can say we went, and then we're probably going to go back to doing something, maybe just bumming around Santa Cruz, reading books.
And there's nothing
Like-
wrong with that. You know, it's about being able
Oh,
to
yeah.
understand, that it's important to represent and be seen, but
Mhm.
also, sometimes just stepping back into a nice little quiet place, opening up a book, or just enjoying
Mhm.
the company of someone is amazing too. So
Oh yeah,
it's just
yeah.
overall, just do what you want to do.
Oh yeah, and that's not saying that we dislike Pride or anything like that. We're just sort of not. Neither of us are really big fans of crowds, and we've heard it's gonna be kind of crowded, so we're
Yeah, this
probably
year's
sort of
gonna
gonna.
be crazy.
Yeah, it's I haven't gone to Pride yet.
Well, we heard mom and dad did.
Yeah,
We
I
did
I
last
remember. Yeah, you went to the one in Monterey.
And we might go to San Francisco
Oh,
next with
The first
With
time
the
I went to
in-laws.
Pride,
Oh,
I
okay,
was
yeah.
a twink. Like, I'm 20 pounds heavier than
Yeah,
that
that's
now.
all gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
terrible.
all gone.
oh,
I
well,
feel you there. I
He's
don't
like,
like crowds either. Yeah, but yeah,
I
no,
s-
that twinkness is gone.
Fuck off.
I'm the.
God. Lord have mercy. Well, listen, thank you so much for sneaking in and saying hi and
Yeah.
talking to us and again, you have an amazing mother. So
Oh well,
And you're amazing.
well, thank you.
I've got an amazing son.
I've
so
been
there
told
you
I'm amazing only a few times, and
Well,
mostly by this kind lady right here.
I'm gonna say it again. You're amazing. Tom's gonna say it.
you're amazing.
Thank
Chris
you.
is gonna say it.
You're amazing.
And keep on keeping on, cause girl, you got it. All right.
Thank you.
Hello.
I'm gonna keep rocking my own thing, I guess.
Doing your-
doing the thing.
doing your bass.
Powering through what college education I'm struggling to get, I guess.
You can do
I don't know.
it.
I'm gonna
You can do
I'm gonna
it.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna run away and eat my Oreo. You can
Oh my God, it's the vanilla one.
continue your interview. I'm sorry, I kind of just ran
No,
out.
No, I'm so
Oreo.
glad that you joined us.
Well,
Oh yeah, well, I'm glad I was able to say hi at least.
Yeah.
It's good to put a face to a story and a name.
that's right.
yeah.
And
Secretly.
only we get to see it, right? Because what people are getting on our end is an audio version of the show. What we're doing
Yeah.
is having a conversation via video, but
Yeah.
our listeners don't get to see this; they
Yeah.
only get to hear it. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
I could kind of make that out. I'm guessing that's like we just gotta.
But thank you for taking the time to come on
Oh,
and
yeah, of
and
course.
surprise us. That was a great surprise.
Yeah, just a little. Well, I heard she was going to be doing the interview, so I thought, oh, maybe I'll run out barefoot in the yard and not stab myself on like a twig or something.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Sean, just love
Yeah.
yourself and be so prideful for who you are because you are beautiful and being gay is such an amazing thing. So
And watch
just
out
for
fucking
those
embrace
twigs.
it.
I will say that my final 2 cents, 1 cent, hey penny, whatever it is. I will say that, as far as my own confidence is gone, I've just since coming out I've felt a lot better about myself, but also finding, because the guy I'm seeing now, and it's not as though you need to be in a relationship to be happy or anything, but definitely finding someone who makes you confident as well also really helps, because it just being in the whole community and everything just makes me feel a lot better about myself, on top of all the other things I do. Like I play music, I go to school, I really like reading, I really like philosophy, I like all these other things. I have a good group of friends, and just this aspect of my life is really it's boosted my confidence overall and made me a lot happier as a person, I think. So
That's awesome.
Oh, he's gonna make me
That's-
cry.
Yeah. Trish
I-
cries.
I'm sorry, I'm not
often.
trying to make anybody cry.
That's fine. I cry at
No,
everything.
yeah, no.
No, I'm sorry, but yes, no, you are literally, you're gonna be amazing, and
Oh,
you
thank
with your
you.
mom by your side, God, literally the world is at your fingertips. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you do. You're beautiful, and you have so much ahead of you.
Thank
so thank you
Well,
for joining us.
yeah, of course. I'm gonna hand this back over to my mom. She's sorry, I just kind of
Oh
stole
no,
like
I'm so glad.
Mama
Yeah.
Kim.
It's
now and then.
this made it. This like made the show.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Here, I'm
you.
gonna pass this off to
Okay.
you and not
Okay.
break my toes. I stubbed my toe.
Thank you for doing this.
My toes are white.
Isn't he great?
He's wonderful.
Oh,
Told you he was
that's
attractive.
amazing. So
I told
so
you.
listen, that was a complete surprise and an amazing surprise, and the fact that he spoke to us, and I think that you guys are just gonna really build a world for yourselves and a life for yourself that's just gonna be super amazing. I wish,
Absolutely.
in my lifetime, I wish to see every parent love their child the way you love your child. It's just
if only they would and see what they're missing if they're not
Right.
accepting and
The fact
I
that
mean
you
it's just
love him the way you love him, and he's come out, and you have, yeah, you had your moment, you had to cry, you had to find your way through it, but the
oh, but
way
it was
you,
a happy cry. I was crying of joy. I mean, it wasn't there was no sadness in those tears.
but
He
looking
finally
at him,
accepted himself, and she
but-
knew that.
but even that, like, looking at him, he's just, how, can I ask, how old is he?
Oh, he's 19.
Okay, so when I was 19, there was no way in hell I felt as comfortable about who I was as that boy does. And that only means that he's going to be stronger than I am at 31 when he's 31. Because he's
ahead of
had
the game.
time
Yeah.
to be okay with who he is because of somebody like you. And that's what
Yeah,
parents
he's-
should do.
He's just always been an old soul type. It's ever since he was just a little guy. I mean, so
That's awesome. Well, listen, it's a beautiful day out there.
Oh.
Obviously, it looks like your grounds, by the way, look amazing. So we don't
Oh,
want to
thank
keep
you.
you on
It's-
too long. We're going to go
we're-
ahead and start wrapping things up here. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you
Thank
for
you.
taking time out of your day and being with us, talking with us, telling us about your experience. Although it's personal, it's just absolutely incredible and amazing. And your son is amazing, and I'm sure that your husband is as well. And I just all I can say is God bless you.
And I can't wait to meet you in person because it's going to happen.
I know. No, we've got
Yeah.
to make a trip out there and see you guys.
Road trip? Shall we go somewhere?
Put it on the Gay Talk credit card.
Winnebago,
There you go.
Winnebago. Let's get an RV. Let's
You guys
get an
come out
RV.
here and we'll show you our little corner of the world here.
Hell yeah!
It's
Tom's
absolutely
gonna rent
beautiful.
an RV.
I
Get
don't know
our
if-
credit card.
I don't know if
She's
they can
gonna
handle
drive.
me. Like, I am super, super gay.
Yeah,
That's
you
okay.
are, but that's all right. I'll protect you. Tom will drive. Tom will drive. And I'll
You
protect
guys-
you. I'll watch Trish.
You guys tell us
I need a parent.
when you're coming and we'll be ready for you.
Sounds wonderful. Thank
Oh,
you so
Lord.
much for calling.
How does Tuesday?
You know what?
go?
There's
We kept
real
you on
quick,
the phone
there's-
far
we've got
longer.
we got one more quick visitor.
Is this
Ah.
Papa?
Hey guys,
Yay!
I'm Mark.
Hi,
Hi, Mark.
Mark.
Thank
Mark.
you for joining us. Ah, there you go.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing really fine. Yeah, this is great.
Well, we
So-
were just telling your wife and your son that they're incredibly lucky, and obviously amazing, and obviously there's enough to go around. So Dad is amazing too. What an amazing family. That's all I have to say.
Oh well, we really appreciate that. Yeah, we I don't know, it just seems to kind of more or less come easy for us. We're just we just go along through our lives and just stuff just moves along. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's things are as they are,
Yeah,
and it's
that's right.
we're totally happy and we love each other, and it's really neat. So,
So since you're here now, I'm sorry, we were trying to end it, but like since you're here now, for dads out there, dads that have kids that may be coming out or may not be coming out,
right.
what would you say to them if they had a kid that said, "Hey, Dad, I'm gay," or "Hey, Dad, I'm a lesbian"? What would you say to make them get to the place where you're at now?
Well, I would just say, they aren't different from the kid that they loved when they were born, as far as that emotional feeling, and it's they are who they are, and to just love that person as that person is, because it's not a change, it's just who they are. It's hard to explain, because when Sean came out to us and everything, it was, and I have to admit, it was, personally for me, it was kind of like, you have to kind of take a start from it. And it's like, okay, and then, but it was just easy just to kind of just go with it, because he's still Sean. He's
Yeah.
still this baby that we had. And he used to stand on my stomach and I'd hold him, and well, go into all that,
No, I get it though. Yeah.
all that stuff, and just going through them and just going through life. And as he grew up and everything, and he's this really great guy, and everything. And he's,
Your
you
kid.
know, I love him.
Yeah.
He's my son.
Yeah.
He's our son, and I love him. And he's not, whatever his personal preferences are. That's, it doesn't change how I feel about him.
Right. Nor
Right.
does
He's
does it define him.
yeah, and it doesn't define him either. So that's and for advice for parents, I have a kid that comes out to them. I would just say, it's it's actually support them, and it's it's a brave thing. I mean, I think, he's got a lot of guts. I think more so because and when he first came out, I felt a lot of us go through our lives pretending, whether you're heterosexual or homosexual or gay or lesbian or bi or whatever. And we're always, a lot of times, even a lot of young people try to be what they're really not. And people and for those to accept it and come out and accept who they are, whatever they are, and how they feel about life and others, and how they relate is a really strong thing. So, and avoid the pretending and just be real in who you are. And for the parents, just accept that, because that's a very strong person.
You and your family are literally the epitome of what I would love to see every gay child have in their life. You guys are so beautiful and so supportive, and the way you look at your son, and the way you really, honestly, it's like, that's my baby. I held him in my arms. I didn't know he was gay when he was 1 day old, but you know what? He's gay today, and that doesn't matter because I love him the same as I loved him in that moment. And
exactly
what you are doing, it may seem like nothing to you and your wife, Mama Kim, but you are giving so much inspiration to so many people around the world. Like, literally, there are so many kids out there that don't have that. I didn't have that.
Right.
You didn't have that. Chris kind of had that. But you are doing something so special, and it's so important because there are so many people out there that don't have that. And being vocal about it is so beautiful, and I thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.
Well, absolutely. You're welcome. And thank you for your podcast. Kim's been telling me about it.
No.
I've been trying to turn this thing off for months.
Listen.
And the years and years keep going by.
Oh my
We
God.
do get a little crazy, so we will warn you ahead of time. But you're more than welcome to listen every week.
Okay.
Well,
Great. That's great. Well, I know she does. So.
All right.
Well, again, I want to thank you both. I want to, all three of you. Seriously, an amazing family. Thank you for joining us today. And Kim, we'll be expecting, of course, as always, our typical correspondence because we need them stories.
Officially.
I'll never
Official now.
stop.
I love it. I love it.
And thank you.
Well, we do
thank
too.
you.
Okay, we love you guys. Happy Memorial Day.
Absolutely.
Love you too. Bye.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Well, ladies and gents, that was our surprise guest. It was Mama Kim.
Lovely surprise.
Yeah, she has been, as we said and mentioned before, corresponding with us for quite a long time now, and our interactions has always been positive. They've been amazing. As we said before, she sends us magazines. She sends us personal, quilts that she made herself, and she's just really involved and invested in our show. And I just wanted to, we wanted to make sure that people knew how important she is and how important parents like that should be to other children.
Yeah, but
in the
it's
world.
beyond that, though. It's like she has become kind of she is part of our show now.
That's right.
And now her family is part of our show, and I'm so happy that her son and her husband joined us today. And I was not expecting that, and
At all.
at all.
I was like,
And
wow.
I'm so happy about it. But like, that is what we are all striving for. We are striving for a family, no matter your circumstance or situation, that embraces their child in a way that everybody should be embraced.
It's not an alien concept. You do it
No,
anyway. You do it
yes.
every day until the day that your child says, "Mom, I'm gay, I'm
gay,"
a
or-
lesbian, or trans."
Yeah.
You did it every day, and then all of a sudden, boom! It's like you turn it off. Like you can do that.
I know.
It's
but the thing is that they didn't. And
that-
they
and
went
that's beautiful.
beyond not doing it because they said, "Oh my God, I'm happy and I'm supportive. I need to educate myself."
So they took it upon themselves to be able to do something for themselves
Mhm.
and to be able to say, okay, I'm going to do something for my child, but for me as well. And it's going to make us a very well-rounded and much better family for it.
Yes.
All right, so listen, it is Memorial Day. I want to keep drinking. I want to keep eating.
Let's
We've
wrap it
got.
up. I don't even want. Do you want to?
We're gonna do one more thing, right? Well, we have three
wait.
things that we need to do. First, we're gonna do Mama Kim's minute
Yep.
in honor of our guest today, and then we're gonna do our gay talk tournament on this day in gay history.
Where's my gay talk term, Steve?
All right. So why don't we kick it off with Nick? Get the timer ready, Christopher.
Oh God, I can't do this. I didn't even look at this
Oh,
today.
yes, you can. Yes, you can. So it is Mama Kim's minute, and Christopher, let us know when we can start.
You literally handed me a book.
Yeah.
What word?
You picked it, didn't you? Oi.
Oi.
Are we
Oi.
ready? Okay.
Oi.
It's
Oh.
been a minute, but here it is, Mama Kim.
And go.
All right. LGBTI people pay loving tribute with powerful video for late trans friend Milo took their
Nailed
own
it.
life on. Oh,
wait a minute. We're
took their own life on May 6th. So, friends made a touching video. That was sad.
Yeah, that was not okay.
These are the powerful pictures that are Pride history. The New York Times has opened its archives for an exclusive book on half a century of LGBTI fights.
30 seconds.
Hong Kong's subway bows to pressure will show same-sex adverts. City residents had been sharing photos of themselves holding hands, hugging, kissing on public transportation.
In protest.
15 seconds.
A document about gay behavior in dogs
Let's
just
start that
got
again. A
commissioned.
what?
A documentary about gay behavior in dogs.
Documentary. He said documentary.
You're taking his time. You got 2 minutes. Go.
What am I saying now?
A documentary.
Yeah. A documentary.
My gay dog and other animals will look at same-sex attraction in pups and more.
You're late.
New Trump rules permit discrimination against homeless trans people. We got to talk about that at a later date. All right, so Steve, what is my word? Because
It's a documentary.
I say that all the time. Documentary.
Documentary.
Documentary. That's what I. Okay, whatever. Don't fucking make fun of me.
Gay talk time.
I'm going to
What's my
fuck up
word?
my stuff, so it's fine.
Gay talk time. Come on.
What?
Shrimp.
Okay.
All right, so on this day in gay history, brought to you, of course, by GayRealEstate.com. When? May 27th, 2006, in the interesting nation of Russia, the first attempted gay pride march in Moscow was, again, attempted. So the march accompanying a gay rights forum was banned by the mayor and a decision upheld by the courts. Some activists tried to march despite the ban and attempted to lay flowers at the tomb of the unknown soldier, though neo-Nazi groups and Orthodox protesters threatened the gays and beat the marchers. About 50 marchers and 20 protesters were arrested when riot police moved in to break up the conflict. These and other events all happened in a 3-day span of the first attempted Pride Festival in Russia.
All right. And now, Trish? What do
I
we got?
hate her so much. So this week's gay talk term
Brought to you by GayRealEstate.com.
is shrimp or a shrimp job?
Shrimp job.
Okay, shrimp job.
Shrimp drop.
Act where
Cursive.
man is sucked and fucked by his lover simultaneously. See Big J2. Eroticism centered about another's tootsies. Shrimp job.
Shrimp job.
I really don't think that's what it was. I think it was shrimp, but we're not gonna.
No, it's because you like coil over, so you're like getting in there, but then you can bend down and get it.
No, shrimp is something completely different, and it's
No,
nasty.
it's the shape of it.
I'm not saying it out loud.
All right, listen,
Oh,
guys.
shrimp. Oh, it's probably super racist.
Here's what we're going to
That
do.
book
If
is
you
old.
love the show, make sure you go subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting service. By subscribing, you get the latest and greatest of our show delivered right to your favorite device or web browser as soon as the episodes are published. You can also support us on Patreon. Patreon is a service that allows you, our listeners, to help us by supporting the show with a pledged donation. Those donations are collected monthly and can be in any denomination of $1 or more. Chris?
Next week, we may have something or we may not have something.
We never
It
know.
wasn't in the notes, so...
It is in the notes.
Next week, we're going to be coming back with Dr. Evan Goatstein for this month's.
Oh, I thought that was last week.
Dr. G will be back next week.
Nick?
Thank you to Mama Kim and her entire family.
That's
It
right.
was beyond amazing. We love you so much. Thank you for everything you've done for us throughout the time you've been part of our show. And we can't wait to talk to you again. Plus, I'll probably text you in about 5 minutes. So.
Absolutely. Chris?
Chris?
Can we please put a rubber on this?
Yeah, as long as it's purple.
Yeah.
Alrighty. As always, our show is available on our website, gaytalk20.com, under show and episodes. It is also available as a free download on iTunes, Google Play Music, and Stitcher Radio.
Nick announces you can find us on social media. Big surprise! Facebook, Gay Talk 2.0. Instagram, Gay Talk 2.0. Twitter, at Gay Talk 20. You can email us at gaytalk2.0 at gmail.com. Tom, take it away.
And if you need to reach out to us, you can do so by heading over to our website, clicking on the Contact Us tab at the top of your web browser, where you can leave comments, suggest topics, or submit questions for the cast or an individual host, either one of these. Or you can call us and leave us a voice message with your questions. We can answer those for you on the show. Our phone number is 334 Gay Talk, and if you need the entire digits, it is 334-429-8255. Don't forget that we do stream live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can access that live stream by visiting digitalstreamradio.com. Ladies and gents, that is our show. Thank you, and y'all have a good night. Bye!
Bye! Love you, Mama Kim!
Thank you for listening to this episode of Gay Talk 2.0. Tune in next time for more dish.